What's up everyone, my name is Jinxed, and today I'll be walking you through the most beginner-friendly build of Teamfight Tactics Set 4. What's amazing about this build is that it is used whether you're Iron or Challenger, so no matter your rank, this build remains an S tier build. As always, I will show you multiple variations along with early item holders and item prioritization. This is Elderwood Ash. Up first, I want to take a look at item prioritization. Now, even after the Sunfire Cape nerfs, this still remains the best first item to build, as it really shines with brawlers. Early game, health is king. That's why we prioritize just putting any upgraded unit on the field. And with early brawler synergies, well, you're getting that massive HP bonus, meaning your units, your brawlers, are staying alive really long. So that way, even though this got nerfed from applying every 1 second to every 2 seconds, your units are remaining alive long enough that it gets to keep reapplying over and over. So we're still looking for that Sunfire Cape first. Up next is Ash, and you'll most commonly hear players suggesting Giant Slayer and QSS. But there's a better item, and that is the Trap Claw, because what's happened is there's a bigger threat in the late game now. We were building QSS because of that Aatrox and because we wanted to corner her, but people have figured out ways to position around Aatrox, but also there's a bigger threat than Aatrox right now, and that is Kayn. What Ash really struggles against in the late game is when Kayn just jumps on her in the backline and one-shots her, or the Ahri builds. The Ahri builds, again, will just demolish the Ash variations here. So that's why we're going for Trap Claw to help us against the Kayns and the Ahris. Now, the three commonly used items after these two are something like Hand of Justice, Rageblade, or Bloodthirster. Now, we talked about that Ahri build, that Ahri carry that usually hard counters Brawler's Ash. And the way, what Ahri usually uses is Vanguards, right? 4 Vanguard, 4 Mystic, plus Ahri. So to help against that particular matchup, you're seeing Challenger players adapting and building Last Whisper now. So try to decide on your lobby, right? Do you need to prioritize Giant Slayer or do you need to prioritize Last Whisper? If you want to kind of cover all of your options, you can go for something like Giant Slayer, Last Whisper, and the Trap Claw, completely not building one of these 3 items. Now, a tip I want to give you is I never want to see you building something like Rageblade or Bloodthirster. You always need the Last Whisper or the Giant Slayer because this is your damage. This is how you're getting your Ash to do actual damage. This Ash tickles, right? Rageblade is attack speed, it's not bonus damage. Bloodthirster is healing. This Hand of Justice, this Bloodthirster, will get more value the more damage you do, and Last Whisper and Giant Slayer do just that. They increase your damage. Have I said that enough? All right, up next, you're looking at Blue Buff and Gunblade, either on the Kindred or the Vega, where I'm going to show you the variations coming up. But this is because every build in the late game right now wants to use a Kayn, and Kayn's best in-slot items are Blue Buff, Gunblade, Guardian Angel. So with all that said, on that very first carousel, you want to look to grab a Chain Vest or a Sword. Chain Vest is for the Sunfire Cape, Sword is for either Giant Slayer, Guardian Angel, Bloodthirster. All right, so let's start creating that mental image of the builds you're trying to go for. Up first, we have the Brawler variation. This is the much easier one to pull off, right? And you want to go for this when you hit Brawler Chosen. Just every Brawler you see, put them on the field. You're gonna be ending up looking something like this. 8 Brawlers, 2 Hunter, 3 Elderwood at level 8. But this is kind of your like mid-game, almost to late game variation. You want to drop down to 6 Brawler as you get that Kayn and another 5 cost to fill it in. So the late game variation of this build, you're eventually dropping the Vi, dropping the Tahm Kench as those 5 costs are coming in, and you're looking to replace them with a Kayn. And then this doesn't have to be Lee Sin, it can be any good 5 cost, Azir, Zillion, it can even be a 3rd Hunter. Now, don't worry about filling out the Shade synergy for Kayn, because if we take a look at Shade, every third attack, Shades dip into the shadows, stealthing and causing their next basic attack to deal bonus magic damage. I'm going to be going to a white screen here, brace your eyes. Let's read Kayn's ultimate. Kayn dashes toward his target, then slashes all adjacent enemies, dealing magic damage and increasing the cost of their next spell by 33%. So Kayn is dealing damage through his ultimate, not through his auto attacks. That's why we don't need Shade to help out Kayn. All right, up next we have the Elderwood variation. This is the much stronger variation. You want to try to be going for this as many of your games as possible. And I quickly want to talk about why this is the stronger build. It used to be the Brawler, but why did it change? Why did it go from being Brawler variation being the best to Elderwood variation being the best? Set got nerfed. It used to be super overpowered, so we were building to buff the Set, right? We were building that Brawler synergy so Set can get multiple ults off over and over and over. As Set got nerfed, we've now transitioned to Kayn being the strongest. And guess what? The Elderwood variation uses Veigar as one of the best item holders for the Kayn. This Veigar with blue buff Gunblade basically takes us into the late game so that we can grab that Kayn securely. Another thing that's happened is health is amazing early game, but as you go on later into the game, it starts losing in value, its value, and resistances become much more powerful. And that's what's going on with Elderwood. You're gaining resistances, stacking up to 5 times. So people also figured out that, you know what, Elderwood is the stronger late game variation. So again, this is your mid to late game-ish variation. All you're doing from this point, once you get to level 8 and you have this build, you're looking to add in those 5 costs. You're going to be dropping the Sylas for the Set, the Nami for the Kayn, and the Veigar for the Israel. It's going to look something like this. Veigar items go on to Kayn, Nami gets dropped down, you're adding the Israel, and the Sylas becomes the Set. Okay, now let's take a look at the early game and figure out how you're going to be getting to this powerful end game build. Your goal should always be to get 4 brawlers online as soon as possible, because the 4 brawler synergy with the Sunfire Cape will be super strong. It'll stabilize you. You'll keep super high health. All right, 4 brawlers as early as possible. And then we're just looking for an item carrier for Ashe. So up first we have Zed, right? Zed is a very strong standalone unit and he can hold on to our Ashe items. So with that said, let me show you all the units that can hold on to Ashe items best. Let's take a look here. So we have Hecarim. You're saying, why Hecarim? I'll show you on the next slide. Zed and Aphelios can hold on to those Ashe items. Then we have Veigar, Evelynn, and Katarina that can hold on to our Kayn items. Kindred can hold on to both, either Ashe items or Kayn items. This is just a very, very amazing unit. So the reason we're using Hecarim as our Ashe item carry is because if you cannot get that 4 brawler synergy early, try to get 3 Elderwood as early as possible. Maokai, Lulu, Hecarim, fill out the Vanguard synergy if you can. And now look at this Hecarim. If you notice in the Elderwood variation, let me see if I can go back to that, you're never playing the Hecarim, right? It's always the Lulu because the crowd control that Lulu provides is more beneficial than the Hecarim. So as we go back to this slide, that's why we're using Hecarim, so that as soon as we find that Ashe, boom, you can make that swap and then those items go beautifully onto the Ashe. And the last and final example is just using Hunter with Aphelios. Aphelios can hold on to the Ashe items beautifully, get those 4 brawlers online, and you'll be Gucci. Now, the last few tips I want to give you is for that level 9. I know a lot of your questions are, when can you push level 9? The way I want you to think about it is don't even worry about level 9 until you've confirmed top 4. Level 9 is a luxury right now, so keep rolling at 8 until you've confirmed the top 4 spot. Once you've done that, then think about starting to save up and going to level 9 to maybe secure that first or second place. The second tip I have for you is when you do have an Elderwood chosen, always keep in mind that if you get an Elderwood spat, you have the potential to go 9 Elderwood, as 9 Elderwood right now is considered one of the Exodias. Now I know you're gonna ask, so quickly, here's the 9 Elderwood variation. This will basically depend on if you're hitting Set first or Kain first. If you hit the Set first, go ahead, give him the Elderwood spat and look to play the Warwick for Hunter. If you hit the Kain first, well then look to give the Elderwood spat to Kain instead and play that Warwick. You can use, Nunu as the frontline unit to prevent them from walking in. This is a level 9 build. Now please do not tunnel on hitting 9 Elderwood, because if it takes you too long to get to this Israel, you can just play a stronger board, right? Just play the set over the Israel, get that Lee Sin, get another 5 cost in if you're not hitting this Israel. Don't wait too long, right? Azir, you can use the Lee Sin, drop the Hecarim. And then if you want, just keep them on the bench, right? Keep the Hecarim on the bench, but don't sit at 8 Elderwood, 7 Elderwood. Play stronger units. That's going to be it from me today. Remember, every time you lose, there's something you can learn. Don't get frustrated over RNG. Instead, ask yourself, what could you have done better? Maybe you could have rolled more at a certain interval. Maybe you could have saved at a certain spot because your board was really strong and you didn't recognize it. Make it about the journey and the learning experiences. Until next time, stay safe.